Greetings, comrades. Do you have a headache? I think it's a consequence of the time warp we have experienced. It's probably the result of messing with the timeline. We seem to have jumped over to a new parallel universe. And I am of course referring to the 2019 edition of Power and Revolution Geopolitical Simulator 4. This was released yesterday sometime on Steam, but as I said previously, it is available on the website of this game for Windows for already a long time, so it's not really new, but it's new for Steam, and I've never seen or played with this before. So I was thinking, it's a tough choice, but I think we're early enough in our campaign to actually restart. I know that's not really a great thing to do, but we've only really done one episode of taking power, so I think we can do that, because I don't want to miss out all the new features and perhaps bug fixes. I'm not too optimistic about that, but who knows. So let me show you a few things. First, I'm just going to turn the sound a little bit down here. Anyway, so let's have a look at this 2019 edition. They say that you still get the DLC that you bought from the previous version, because interestingly enough, this is a standalone game. This is not a DLC to the previous Geopolitical Simulator 4. So, of course, I still have the Garden Spy, and I still have the 2018 edition, but I'm not sure how that's relevant for this one. I'm sure this one has all the same features and more. So really the big thing is Garden Spy, and also possibly, if you like the modding tool, there's a modding DLC as well, but I don't have that because I'm not really good with that sort of thing. Let's have a look. Options. There's some very interesting options here that I am not sure were in the previous version of the game. If we have a look at game options, all the usual stuff, but at the bottom it asks if you want to include real historical results in election result calculations. That's important because this is again a thing I learned from a Saint and a Simmer, and his channel is no longer active, but you can still check out his videos on Canada. Apparently, if you run in an election in this game, you obviously your performance will dictate the result, but if you start with a very small party that has never historically managed to get a lot of support in elections, you're never going to win the election in the game, because one part of the calculation in determining who the winner of why can't I say an election anyway? One part of calculating who the winner is the real historical election results, which they plugged into the game. So that if you disable, you can actually have a lot more variation in the game, and also a lot more possibilities for building up small parties over time and eventually winning. So I'm going to disable this. Do not include. So I don't know how this is going to impact Cuba, but we'll see. Autosave is quarterly. I'm actually going to turn it off. It's a risky move, but I've noticed there's a desync in the audio and video in recording if I have an autosave. I've always fixed that so far, but it's just easier to have it off. Maybe we should leave it on. Now I'll manually save, I think, if I feel the need. The rest I'm leaving the same. Back. Let's just see if that actually took there. Do not include. Alright. Right, so the rest we leave. We just go to World Simulation. New game. Exciting, isn't it, comrades? I know we've been doing new games now. This is the third time, but I think it's really a nice thing to have the new version of the game. So, of course, we'll do the same thing. We'll go for Revolution. Also, it's interesting, there's some new scenarios here, and do you sometimes get the feeling that the world is heading towards a cliff from which it's going to fall? Because the game very well captures that angstiness that exists in the world now. For example, the Chaos 2030 scenario. Very interesting. Nations have turned in on themselves, world is more uncertain than ever, access to nuclear weapons, new states have been created, unprecedented economic crisis, etc., etc. Maybe that will be our future, but I hope not. So that's one thing also I don't have the 2017 version of this game, and I think that gives us more scenarios to try, but maybe I'll get that one day. I don't really see the need for that. But what we want is revolution, so we'll click that. We will click Cuba, of course. I'm not sure if the details will have changed. Possibly. No, it still looks the same. Growth, unemployment, 11 million. Alright. Now we choose the Cuban Democratic Action. Still the same. I think we had 4 before, but now we have only 3. Or maybe I'm wrong. But we'll still start with the same amount of fighters. $250 million now instead of 245, which I guess is more logical. I'll still be Javier Chiles. Still have the same birthday. And let's just see, all this is still default, but this is what I mentioned at the start. You can actually play with Cuban pesos if you want, but that won't make much sense to me, so I'm sticking to dollars. Right, let's get into it. Yes, you get this message at the start. It's just saying you all names and so on are fictional, so of course no one needs to get upset. Penicillin and the fight against alcoholism are much more effective than the changing of governments. Possibly on some level, right, but ignoring a lot of other things. Okay, this is all the same stuff, so I'm not going to listen to that. We'll be getting all the same messages. It's the same guy, Getitos again, General and all of that. So I guess the fundamental game is the same. I do really hope they fixed some of the bugs, but I'm not very hopeful. But at least it's a couple of new features, so why not play with them? One new feature is we now start in 2020, which is interesting then. It also makes kind of sense because previously we were messing around in 2019, so it's a new angle. So our revolution now starts next year. Also, they don't have Castro anymore. They now have Michel Lopez Laurel, who is, of course, Miguel Diaz-Canel, so the new president of Cuba. But we hate him as much as the old, so we don't care. Now, don't worry, we're not going to do the whole revolution over. We're just going to attack Havana and get it over with. Actually, we can see here, we still have the same option, only Havana, which I had hoped they had fixed, but unfortunately, we don't have the option to launch our first attack in other cities yet. So what do I need to do? Let's have a look. Fund the securing of the network is not necessary. We're just going to attack straight away. None of this stuff really matters for us now. It's the communist organization. The party names have changed. I noticed that. I just started briefly as South Africa, just to see what happens. Right, so that's basically it. And does the anthem work? Hey, it works now. So we can listen there. I don't think all countries have that, so it can continue playing in the background for a while. I'm just going to purchase some rockets. I'm not sure. Maybe then I should get the infiltration or the securing of the network again. Just 1 million. I want to keep the rest in my pocket. There, just so we can wait till the rockets arrive. That's all, and then we attack. Don't care about anything else at the moment. I want to see if I have a husband again. Should be interesting. Now, one of the very good new features is we actually have a look at global threats here on the bottom. So this shows you again the whole anxieties facing the world right now. Overpopulation actually has a smiley face. With South Africa, it had a sad face. So I'm wondering, that maybe means Cuba is not overpopulated. So I'm wondering if these are sort of concerns per country. Probably. So for some countries, global warming will be a greater concern. You can stop playing that now. Thank you. For example, Maldives and Pacific Island nations and so on. So I guess this does show how global issues are affecting your particular nation. Sea levels and ocean acidity will be a concern for Cuba, of course, because we're an island here. The world is in a dire straits. I sometimes feel in real life as well, but we can't get too depressed. climate refugees, cybercrime, deforestation, dietary risks, endocrine disruptors, etc., etc. But this adds another dynamic to the game. Do we have any rockets yet? Nothing. Let's speed it up. Just a little. Right, there's the first newspaper. Let's read that. It should drop us out of warp. And no astronauts. Ronald Trump resumes campaign because this is 2020, so he's facing re-election now. All offences will be systematically and mercilessly repressed. You see, the devil is still loose here in Cuba. So we are doing the right thing, comrades. I know I'm asking my comrades to die repeatedly for the same cause, but I still think it's worthwhile. 78 now. I wish sometimes I can rename the characters because I'd like to put subscribers in there in my cabinet. But I don't know if that's possible. We'll have a look in a moment. So I have my actual comrades with me. Right, new newspaper. I think this is all international. Yes, no need to worry about that. Somehow he's a bit more popular through a liquor tax. We're not going to give him a lot of time to increase his popularity. I just want enough rockets. Newspaper. China, terrible car pile-up near Santiago de Cuba. It's still from our uprising there. Speed, maybe again, I think this is again what I learned from A Saint and a Simmer. In one of his videos he explains like the newspaper reflects obviously the stuff that's happening in the game, but what exactly is not clear. So I assume again here it means road infrastructure is not up to scratch. So I'm gonna start making notes again, comrades. I think it's worthwhile. This is stuff we can see other ways, but I'm just gonna say NP, that's newspaper, road, pile up. Alright, continue. Next page. Worried about the morale, cannot satisfy their needs, not enough purchasing power. That's a more general problem, but we will try and fix that. Any rockets? 290, that might be enough. We'll just wait a little bit longer. Newspaper. Kosovo, China. China discovers the RFDI chip. Scientific world comes to the boil. Doesn't sound very pleasant. Independent Sundance Film Festival, etc., etc. Let's hope the world doesn't fall apart in the next few years, comrades. Tax on industrial pollution, it doesn't really help his popularity. Newspaper. What do you call the newspaper in Spanish? Or what is the name of a Cuban newspaper? Would be interesting, then I'll refer to it as that. Mongolia e-car, ride in the 21st century style. Sunlight Agency. Sounds nice. Could use that now. Maybe middle of February. Should we bother getting mercenaries? I don't think so. There's enough loyal and fierce patriots to overthrow the government. Right, newspaper, Chandrayaan is a complete success with Canada for some reason. Maybe they sponsored it or something. More than half now approves of the head of state, 58% again legislation. Maybe we should strike now. I'm partial to strike on my birthday. Let's do that. 19th of March. Already building a popularity cult here. Nothing particular. Let's continue. Also, I want to see if the labels are now fixed on the comparative maps. Actually, stop there. Let's just have a look. Security and police. Hey, it shows police when you click on police. What do you know? Commandos? Commandos, alright, thank good grief they fixed that. So some bugs have been fixed. Thank you, Everson. You have restored my faith. Almost time, comrades. Are you ready? Do you have your fusil? I think that's a gun. 11th. Japan discovers the 1 gigabyte internet. Oh man, long time before Cuba can dream of stuff like that. Or South Africa. Yes, still have my 4 meg line, but hey, it works, right? Legislation on homosexual rights. Now, what is he doing? Is he suppressing it? Is he... See, they don't like that. I'm not sure, but obviously we'll play a bit more of a liberal party because we're the democratic forces. Almost there. And something is happening. Why is it paused there? Whoa, stop! It's almost the time of my birthday as well. Right. Oh, it's past already. Ah, disappointment. Happiness increases in Cuba. Well, I was drunk on my birthday. We'll pretend. That's why we're striking today. Now, we have enough rockets, so we are going to launch an attack on Havana. Hopefully they haven't made it too much more difficult. And they actually have more troops there now, I think. Maybe it's just the quality of the troops, I'm not sure, but alright, let's see what we can do. As per usual, comrades, you lot please proceed to that junction down there. You lot massacre everyone in the police station, and you lot massacre everyone in the parliament. Fun times around for everyone. Level 1 tanks. The Battle of Havana has begun. Right, I'm going to put them... Okay, let's just let them clear the exit there. I'm going to put them on the multi-order mode. Just strike that one. Yeah, but see now the troops are coming in the meantime. You can see who has grenades, so I'm going to have them launch their rockets at this group as well. If I can. Get him! And stop. Right. Usually I don't like the multi-order move. Just want to see anyone else with grenades. Let's remove the most dangerous troops first. Right, nice. Got a lot of them at once. You lot. Fuego! Right, nice. My comrades seem to have improved their skills. It's the repeated battles we've had to fight for the same reasons. Take that tank. They've massacred everyone in the parliament and the police station, so you lot now proceed to the TV station, I think. I still want to make my speech. And you lot proceed down to the bank. We have a withdrawal to make, an account to close. Continue. Fuego! Good. There's certainly a range of an area of effect there. Now I want to put the multi-mode on again. Strike that one, strike that one, strike that one, and all of them. Have fun. Looks like they're actually... Oh, they're probably firing on us already. Yes, they are. That's why we're having some real losses there. Alright, comrades. I don't want to lose you all, so... Just line up everything. Eesh, that's not good. Ouch, they hurt a lot more. Look at our poor comrades lying in the dirt. No, stop. I mourn for you, comrades. I will build statues in your honor. Blow up the military barracks. We'll rebuild it later. Get him! Eesh, collateral damage, I'm afraid. Gotta break some eggs to make an omelette, right? Oh, good grief. Am I starting to become a dictator already? Go, 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 go. Get him, get him, get him, get him. Right, we've killed the whole rest of the army there. Fantastic, good. Now, you lot, please proceed and massacre this 95 troops here. Actually, get your rockets ready. I think they've definitely upgraded the level of dangerousness of the government forces, especially the tanks. Television is taken. Do the speech, please, Jesus. There we go. Same thing, I guess.
Dear compatriots, I address you from the studios of the...
I think we've seen that already. Just want to see if it looks a bit different. Get the museum, or should we leave it again? Nah, we're not gonna loot the museum. We're not that evil. Then kill that one, and they're still coming up here so they can divert to the mansion of Lopez Laurel. Speed up, please, and just massacre everyone. Thank you. And also get to the head of state's residence. We'll converge there like usual. You can still see that's the only place with an enemy troop in it. Buenos dias. Ish, we are hurting a little here. Get in there. Massacre.
Men have started to move in.
Yep. I'm seeing a lot of blue skulls. Ish, it's a bit of a problem. Anyway. Capture. I'm gonna capture your heart. Corazon. In a manner of speaking. Right. Can you help them? Hey, we have some new recruits. New newspaper, the Battle of Havana. Still some bugs like that. Somebody's attack on Cuba. Refugee convoy again. Extreme poverty making progress, that's alright. Looting of the bank. Police HQ, we massacred a few people there. Etc, etc. Different day, same story. Oh, it's a bit of a clunky thing still. Anyway, move on. Get him! Still will take a while. I'm not sure if more troops help speed it up. Maybe. March the 23rd, so we've been fighting for 4 days now. Oh, almost there. You are finished. Some more reinforcements coming our way, just like last time. Please help them. Show them the error of their ways. Adios, amigos. So sad. Just like they said in Tropico 1. And there it is. We are back in power, comrades, after a brief interlude.
Victory. We have...
Name of my government, I officially inform you of our surrender. Fantastic. And we are now an official army, but we're more than that. Again, all the cities are blue. And handover should happen in a day or two again. I'll have to put the cabinet together again, but it's not too much of a trouble. Elimination of their infiltrated secret agents. Thank you. So it was still worth reinforcing our network. Okay, you can give me the keys again. And that's it. Viva la revolution. Revolution, I guess. It's not a C there. End of the Cuban Democratic Action Cuban conflict. They have surrendered. TV address again by me. Same story. He's gonna put his hand up, I guess.
Thank you, my friends. This is a victory for the people.
It is indeed. Gracias, amigo. That's now myself. 1,200 civilian and military casualties, $22 million on the whole. I guess they exclude the cost to the bank that we looted. And I still need the handover to happen. It's again 1.1 million fleeing. So, any moment, I guess. Probably the 27th. Yes.
The former rebel organization is now a legitimate party, serving the government.
Gracias, amigo. Pause right there.
Now you are head of state and...
It's my new advisor, Jose Luis Zuquez. So Jesus is out of the picture again. Parliament changes color. All of them have been arrested. So now we're basically back where we were. I'm going to save now again, comrades, and I'll be back in a second. Right, we're back again, comrades. Now at least we know our victory is locked in. So, let's have a look. What else can we see here? Let's look at the Parliament. Right, we're the Democratic Right group, so our name has changed now. Democratic Right group. We have a right political tendency, but of course we can do whatever we want in our decisions. We have all the seats. That's how it should be, I guess. Number of sympathizers, 4.6 million. That's not bad at all. So let's see. Just want to see again the cabinet. Of course this has to be done again. Can I rename people? Yes, you see, they still hate me now. It's because the whole thing hasn't settled yet. No, I can't, not even with the garden spy. Oh well. You're in my heart, comrades, even though I can't put you in the game. Okay, I think we'll have to wait just a moment that everybody likes me. They realize we have really won. And then I'll do the cabinet appointments again.
Your commitment to defending
Is a model. Okay, she likes me. I would like to meet her, please. Not on a Sunday. Let's make it. No, let's make it on a Sunday. You'll meet when I say you meet. Bit rude, but I'm just getting used to power. Then the next one says we have been taking care of the ecology, which of course we've not been doing because we've not been in power, but I like hearing good things, so please meet me tomorrow as well in the afternoon. Our popularity has gone up quite a bit because of taking power. Totalitarianism is still there because we did it through illegitimate means, but what else could we do? Thank you, and do they like me now? Do you love me? Do you worship me? Am I everything you dreamed of? Where are you? Party and power. Yes, now they like me, you see. Okay, comrades, I'm gonna just do this again. I'll do it manually. I'll see if I can throw in a few custom choices again, and I will get back to you in a moment. Well, 2 so far. I got the judge to become Minister of Justice again. And who is this guy now? Good grief, I've forgotten already. Somebody in culture, I think a novelist or a historian for education. I think that's appropriate. Also, he's quite popular. So let's see if I can get an artist again for culture. That would be nice. A singer maybe. Really, let's look at the filmmaker. Okay, she hates us. This one likes us. 81% popularity. That will help us. Yes, so sometimes you can convince the sort of civilians, if you will, to join us. Right, now I'm just going to go back to our party again. Ah, another one, ecologist in the environment post. That's a good thing. Okay, for the rest I just went down the list of our own party. It's almost, I just pretend like it's a party list like you would normally get in South Africa, for example. And you fill the posts according to seniority on the list. Of course, they all love me, so that's fine. So yes, we have a few people who are more specialized, and you can see they're the ones who tend to have higher popularity as well, except the judge, but that's alright. So again, we have a nice mix of people, and a lot of them are quite young, so it should be a nice dynamic situation here. Right, form a new government. No, we just did that, I would say. Now, what's the next order of business? Let's just let the thing run for a little bit. And now, of course, our foreign affairs will settle again, just like before. The US is neutral. That's a good sign, at least. Trump is not hostile to us. And Venezuela loves us. Do they still have the same leader? Yes, they do. Might not be true in real life for too long, but who knows. Okay, let's see what happened here. Catholic community wants me to attend Easter celebrations. I'll do that.
The decree takes effect as of today.
I should have cancelled the stuff that they did. This is all stuff that the previous guy instituted. Airline ticket tax. Oh well.
You've changed the deal on ecological issues. I would even say that you're positioning yourself as a real rampart against the...
Great, it's a good thing. Minister of
Defense does not...
Okay, same business again as before. Maybe I can just take care of that straight away. Let's see, how many troops do we have? Again, 354. I want to see what the comparative table says. Not for Venezuela, for Cuba. Thank you. 8,419. Now those two things don't correspond in the least. Now how do you make sense of this, comrades? Again, they don't give an explanation what this means. Is it hundreds, thousands? Is it literally 8,000? I guess so. I think they changed that because now we see China's 2 million. That would sound accurate for, at least for the game, and more or less for real life. United States 1.3, North Korea just behind, good grief. So then I would take this as the literal number now. So this they also improved. 8,419 soldiers, but can somebody then tell me why? Maybe that's why. Let's just hold on here. Let's make sense of this thing. Career soldiers are 354, conscripts are 1476, and the total is 1830. It's not that still. Reservists are obviously much more than that. So where's the rest? Where's the other 7,000? Strange. Oh well. This is something again. If you know the answer, please help me. And everyone else in the comments. Right, so I think we can improve the number of career soldiers again to 1,000. Wait, cancel because I've budgeted the economy. What did I do? Didn't do anything. Uno más, gracias. $122,000 is not too bad, and it helps us secure our position. And employment a little bit. Right, we'll see what happens. They should like that a little bit. And secure the army. Anyway, let's have a look. National Committee, offer a coffee.
Sure. No,
Militants can be proud of you.
it's very...
Champagne.
I'd be happy to.
You're charming.
Yes, I know.
And she really loves us. So I would like you to speak highly of me in public. Again, you don't want to do this too often because the effect wears off. People get tired of hearing of you the whole time. So, but for the start, let's do it. Speak highly of me.
Okay, if it makes you...
Thank you, and that's it. So hopefully that has a nice effect. Law has passed. That was the airline ticket thing. We still don't see the military. Coffee.
No, thanks.
Militants
No,
proud.
I'm not very fond of... Be
Champagne.
happy to.
Radiant.
Yes, I know.
And he really loves us. Will you... Okay, no, I'm not going to have him speak highly of me. We'll just leave it like that. We know we have another friend if we ever need someone to speak on our behalf. But we'll stagger them a little. Not too often. Right, there's the military. So, liberties are negatively affected. Militarism is negative because we appear militaristic. But defense and employment are helped. Government's a little sad face. Not sure why. Maybe it has to do with the militarism. But on the whole, people like that. And it just makes the military happy. Because I don't want a coup now. And they are with us to the death now, again, like before. And there's another uprising, so it's the same story.
We are awaiting your instruction.
Same story. It's the Pacifist Union. Now see, this makes a little more sense. So maybe they fixed this as well. Kind of, because it still happens the exact same time that we improve the army recruitment. But a Pacifist Union makes sense because they would be against more militarism. So I kind of agree with that. They will hate us, of course. But I'm going to put it down. Let's see if they have more choices here. Appear on TV. I'm not going to do that. Bring in police reinforcements. I'm not going to do that. Deploy soldiers to strategic locations won't really help. It will just use the same number of troops there are in the city at the moment. So it's just the army again. You see, look at this mass of people right here. We don't have the police to deal with that. There's a few there. The rest is all soldiers. No. Send the troops. They have to understand who's in charge of Cuba now. For their own good, of course. Newspaper. Armed forces are drawing back. Parliament changes color. War is over. Newly appointed by Chief of State. It's all the new ministers. And then new face in the government. It's all the new ministers. Unemployment drops to 0.75%. We don't have enough people in this country. Cuban government has turned the page. A vision demands a lot of work. This is why it works. Uprising. Javier Chiles stamps out the only ones. What? Stamps will be the only ones on sale from now on. That's it. Did we get a popularity boost yet from that lady? Doesn't look like it.
The rioters.
Put them down, please. Nicely. Get it over with. There's Guantanamo Bay again. They start to flee. Makes sense for a pacifist. The barriers, it's not gonna last. Okay, pause. So here we get some other things. There's the uprising in the background. In a nutshell, commandos are the future. So they're just saying we need to invest in commandos for the army. So something to keep in mind, but I'm not going to write that down. If we expand the army again, we can look at that. Just to keep in mind. Right, ICTs are important for development. That's of course true. Broadband, internet, 4G, mobile, all those things. We'll be looking at that in time. Let's just put this rebellion down. Or riot. It's not really a rebellion. Right, so we also got power just at a bit of a difficult time because it's the end of the first quarter, so now we get the debt from the old government. $1.91 billion of debt, but there's nothing I can do about that. First victims, popular uprising. There's the statement in the press, so it helped to offset the negativity from the rebellion or the riot. A little bit, at least. So it basically cancels itself out. So that was a good move on our
We have
part.
subdued the rebel movement.
Charge!
No more unrest.
And it's all over. When I look at this, I think, what is that meme? Modern problems require modern solutions, basically. China discovers the Hyperloop train, so they were the first to get to it. See, now we get more of this kind of stuff, which I like. Now we see a bit more of the dynamic aspect of the science in the game. Research. And I have to say, this research tree and stuff, I've never messed around with this. I'm not sure if you can do anything in this. I guess it just happens automatically. So we might discover nuclear fission in the next year or two. Don't worry, I don't think we're going that way. We have other priorities at first. Right, so the first thing that I have, of course, written down is the road pile-up thing. I think we might need to invest in that, but let's just, for the sake of argument, look at our budget and all of that again. So, deficit 33, where did I see that? Just invented it, good grief. Deficit to GDP is 9.52%, so it's a bit much. We have to bring that down. As a percent of GDP, it's only 36%. That's even better than last time because we didn't wait so long. $30 billion of public debt. Structural deficit is 7% of GDP. That's sort of the average that we tend to have over a longer period of time. So we have to fix that. $8 billion in deficit. But it's not catastrophic yet, so just have to avoid that. Have to bring in money. Then currency, let's have a look at this. Inflation has been going down. It's currently at 3.46%. Interest rate is lower than that. I think I'd like to raise that to about 4%. Again, I'm not an economist, but I think it's good practice. $88 million budget cost. Oh well, I have to just keep inflation in check. Then, what else can we see? Right, growth forecast is slowing down over the last few months, but it's still very healthy at 2.75%, so it's a good thing. You know, in South Africa, we barely get 1 or 2% if we're lucky, and that's been going on for years and years, so it's really not good. Main production is still fuel and tourism. This will still be my main priority. People have to come to Cuba and spend their dollars and yen and euros and pounds because it's a new Cuba. Sugar, of course, tobacco for the cigars, of course, still somewhere in there. But the thing is, I don't think I want to strike any economic deals right now because we are so down on unemployment. There's almost no one to be absorbed into the workforce if we start growing more than this at the moment. Interesting dilemma. I've never faced this before. Electric is still the same, still looking very healthy. Trade balance is very negative. We'll have to have a look at all of these things in more depth. But I think, again, just for the sake of not sitting through too long episodes, I'll end it off here, comrades. But don't worry, we're not going to do this again. It's third time the charm, but obviously we have to try the new version of the game. This should be fun. So I'll see you next time. Leave me again suggestions or ideas or things like that. And certainly now is a good time to try the game if you haven't before, because like we see, some bugs have been fixed. And of course there's a lot of new content as well. Whoops, social fracture. Probably from the riot. Oh well. See you next time, comrades. Have a fantastic Friday.